Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Sunny here, and we got a new round of events, the patch, and we're gonna cover the Pearlshop as well on the KR. This is Wednesday today, so we should be getting all of this tomorrow, Thursday, after maintenance. And there is some great stuff in this one. One of my favorite events, one of the best events. So we'll cover that a bit later. First, let's do a rundown on the patch notes. I didn't do a global lab video, as I said last week, because I wasn't home this weekend. So I'm gonna try and work through this a bit. TLDR, I have read through it since. But yeah, I will be here on Friday. So make sure to tune in on Friday for the global lab patch. Okay, they got some more PvE changes. Warrior, AKA Musa. Is getting some changes. Succession Musa, the cooldown of skills required to get Serene Mind buff has been aligned, so it should be easier to stack it up with the cooldowns for more consistent comboing. Additionally, regarding the cooldowns of Strong Whirlwind Slash skill, which requires repeated use in PvE situations, the PvE damage have been increased while the PP damage have been decreased. Consequently, while it's been more difficult to accumulate damage by repeatedly using Strong Whirlwind Slash in PvP, the damage of Strong Gale, which can be used repeatedly by obtaining Serene Mind effects, have been increased instead. I have no idea what this means. My understanding of Sock Musa is that it can be very, very high APM, very intensive to grind. It has like good potential, but exhausting. High grind fatigue, I think is their own wording. And then the damage of enhancement skills have been increased, and the usability of skills that were difficult to activate due to control have been improved. So let's take a look at what it is here real quick. Added a feature so you can link this one after with LMB, cooldown reductions, 2 seconds cooldown reduction, 5 seconds, like a third cooldown reduction on Storm, and they changed from speed attack to air attack on this one here. PvP damage is also reduced when used on cooldown, and then PvE damage have been reduced by 44%, I guess. I thought it said the other way around, but yeah. But then here, they got the Whirlwind Slash PvE damage while on cooldown has been increased by 36%, and then PvP damage reduced by 42%. There's also more damage increases on the kit. Hopefully, this is gonna make it a banger PvE class. But I'm not sure how much it actually affects like the high APM issue of the class. But maybe we got some Sock Musas in chat that can let us know. Another one that's a bit interesting, getting some love, is Awakening Musa, which already does exceptionally well in PvE. To me, I just want to say, I like this. I think this here is a really good buff to the class. And if it becomes too strong, whatever, right, then yeah, make adjustments. Because this here is a different type of buff. It's not just raw numbers. The TLDR is, they have some slash attacks, some projectile attacks on the abilities, and they are max hit. The way max hit works is either over distance or time, and it can mean that landing the max amount of abilities, the max amount of hits, can be hard. It depends on like positioning on it. So my understanding of this is they're unifying the landing of those hits. So you should be able to get max hits on those projectile attacks always. So it's not like RNGing or positioning anymore. So that would just be a buff in any situations where you weren't exactly hitting all of them, right? So it should be a lot easier getting max, and reversed retreat. The rate breaking flow after using the technology have been improved to smoothly link with the amplification technology. I don't know what that is. And then also the damage of this has changed. I'm not even sure if this is a buff or just like a unification of the damage to make sure you land all of it better. But this should be a buff, I don't know how significant, but it should be a buff in most situations for Awakening Musa, and this would also affect PvP damage. Next up is Sock Meva, and yeah, the attack speed buff has been increased, had been moved, so that an attack speed buff can be obtained doing your skill chaining. That's nice, not having to go out of your way, and then the key damage of the Dungeon skill has been increased in PvE. I think that's the Red Fang or something, or Red Moon. So they're moving the attack speed buff around. And for Whirlwind Slash, it's been improved. Sorry, when chaining Whirlwind Slash after 30, it's been improved so that it follows immediately after the strong hit spinning slash has been landed. And then a cooldown reduction from 8 to 7 seconds. And another cooldown reduction from 8 to 7 seconds. That stuff, again, also affects PvP if you're using those abilities. and just a raw damage increase. Yeah, raw damage increase looks to be around 8 to 10%. Yeah, maybe 5 to 10% depending on the ability on these here. So yeah, that should be really nice as well. Like a nice 10% here, it looks like. Cool. It doesn't really deal too much with the problem of AoE sizes, but yeah, nice. Lots of these I wasn't really expecting, and this is also, like, especially the next one coming here, classes that are already really good, getting some buffs now. Yeah, like maybe they're actually gonna go through all classes, and we might be back on track getting some love for the ones missing here. So Awakening Drag is also getting some. A bit surprising, Awakening Drag is pretty much like S tier in a lot of spots as well. But yeah. Cooldown reduction from 12 to 10 seconds on the raw. That's huge. Also PvP. And just damage abilities here, buffs on all of these. It looks to be like around 5%, I think. 5-6% on most of them. Again, this class was already doing really, really well. So, and we've seen in the past specifically with a class like Awakening Drag, where a small buff actually has a huge impact because of the amount of abilities and hits and everything these have. We've seen that in the past, right? For PvE specifically. So this should be a very, very significant buff for the class, despite it already being really good. So yeah, I'm sure Quindia is happy. Corsair Awakening is getting some changes as well. For Awakening Corsair, when melee combat suppression is used to initiate a skill combo, the add-on level has been made identical to other skills, used in conjunction to allow more flexible utilization. This can actually be good, so it doesn't like have 1 second on it, run off or whatnot. The cooldown is also adjusted accordingly to the rules. So yeah, I think that's going to be a cooldown increase, FYI. Additionally, the cooldown of Captain Command Commence has been adjusted so that it can be utilized in every skill combo cycle. And the movement distance of Swirling the Vortex has been increased to provide more times and distance attempting to move behind monsters. So that's awesome. More consistent comboing, we love it. Funny how Pill Drill and it's slow, and now back to how it wasn't released. Many such cases, Pyro. Many such cases. Ground Vortex, distance travel increased by 60%, and it's been changed so the endurance is not restored when using the Vortex technique. 1 second longer cooldown. However, the critical hit buff when using this has been increased from 24 to 40% for 10 seconds, which I'm not entirely sure how low crit rate Awakening has. But yeah, it will basically cap out all crit rate, right? So that can be big. I'm not sure what the crit rate is in this class. And then cooldown reduction here. So let me know about this one. Do you like this Awakening Corsair in chat? Should this make it better, more comfy? And some general changes here, some bug fixes. Yeah. There's actually some new stuff here from Global Lab. Let me read through this. I'm pretty sure there's only like these two on Global Lab. So fix an issue where the text... Nobody cares. Issue where it's not possible to chain Gaxa skill after a strong Gale. And fix an issue where the Gale skill could not be chained when using the Dragon Formation skill with Serene Mind. And fix the issue where the description don't care. Fix the issue where the stun effect was not applied when chaining chain skill form 2 after a specific attack. And modifies the animation look more natural when breaking strike or point strike technique after the firewall. This is, I know it says warrior, but this is Musa. If you remember the skill demonstration, oh, who cares? Fix the issue where the highest stage damage was incorrectly displayed as what? Nobody cares. Okay, pretty big for gathering profits here. Potentially crazy money. People have an idea that gathering is not that good right now. It is. It's very good. It's very good. You can be making like 4 to 5 billion silver gathering at the moment, as is. And they're increasing now for the bloods to crack those up as well. And this is gonna be pretty crazy. Now, I'm not saying they're gonna hit max price. Some of them will not. Others might. And then if it's really good money, which will in intake, it's not even in intake, man. I can show you screenshots from people doing like 4.5 bill EU gathering. Right, so pretty big changes on the marketplace. Huge increases, up to 50k unified on all the blood and meat. These meats here, lion, snake, scorpion is getting up to 100k of a limit. Whale and crocodile is going up to 500k. And bottles, who cares? Some new titles. Just changing, I guess, the coloring. Looks a bit more good, I guess. Changing how you get the purified light stones. You just go and talk to an NPC now. You hand them in instead of having to do simple alchemy. Hallelujah. And you get your purified light stones. They're also changing the lower limit of these to 4.5 mil a pop. They are buffing Daycare Lantern grinding spots. Huge W. One of the biggest issue, in my opinion, right now in terms of like silver and progression is actually mid game. With it's very much Hex into Tongue Grid, DSR, and then into like Orbiter. Something like could use some buffs there, and also the jump right to Orbiter, like the Etheria and Mermummy definitely need some love. And another big issue is the lack of Silent Stones to upgrade Ted armors, which leads into the Ted armor, Ted Fallen Guard stuff. So here we are, they're buffing all the Daycare spots, and also Etheria and Mermummy. They're adding these Whisper Stain of the Void, which are used, let me show you. You get them up here as a drop, and they are used to turn in for shots, so you can get your cups, which is massive because a lot of newer players or mid-game players, they forget, they skip, they undervalue getting their cups. They are kind of expensive, right? They're like 5 bill each. They go up if you then upgrade to like, I think 7-8 bill with the essence. But anyway, they're so good. So getting these and actually getting the cups is going to be so important. Potentially saving like 30+ billion silver as a bonus when you're grinding these for the Daycare spots. And also, they're adding Fragment of Daycare for your PvP artifacts to all of the Daycare 1 spots, right? They're already dropping at Daycare 2. That's going to be massive. And they're also buffing. Now, obviously, we don't know the drop rates. Probably going to be low rate, but it's something. It adds to it. And they're buffing Etheria Castle and Nympho Castle as well. They are adding all of the drops, the silence, and the distorted to Etheria. Again, we don't know the drop rate. Probably not going to be huge, but it adds up. And then they're buffing the drop rate at Nympho Castle. Distorted is getting 29% increase, silent a 60% increase, and the full drops 44% and a 10% increase in drop rate. They're obviously very, very low already, but it all adds up over time. So very happy to see this. They're really working thrifty. Instead of being a chance of getting partially mats back, it's now a lower chance of getting all of them back. This is a very big buff because the way BDO works, it rolls down oftentimes. So even if you procced thrifty on some of the crafting, like timber crates, for example, it wouldn't actually give you anything back. So now you will get some back. Yeah. So it's actually a very big buff to how the skill works. There are some changes to operation, like occupation wall, performance reward system. I'm just going to read this. I don't really know what the hell this means. I guess we see here. The distribution rules for activity reward system, which allows for additional rewards based on the duration and performance of the siege and defense and medallion military conquest wars, have been changed, and activity rewards have been increased. Before, distributed equal among guilds members who participate in occupation battle, activity reward 200 billion silver. Now distributed and paid to the guild alliance members who participated in the occupation battle at a 1 out of 100 ratio. Activity reward 300 billion. I have no idea what it means. I do not know what this means. Okay. Guild Galley ramming damage adjustments. They've been nerfed by 92%. The amount of damage when you ram it went from 20k per hit to 1.5k per hit. Some issue with the buff and the Hellfire skills have been, I don't know what this is. Skills does not apply to NX buildings. Oh, I guess this is the dragon, right? I think it's the dragon. Fixes where all damage reduction, evasion debuff where it's not applied, and then the damage skill do not apply to next buildings. Fixing the fishing UI to improve so the fishing is not visible when minimized. Okay. Move it, please. It's over where I need to put on my weapon. In Slot's window replay, the class thumbnail has been changed to a hand-drawn version. Okay. The issue where the body some parts could instantly not be viewed. Search results, community forum has been improved. Okay, and then some recent changes here. Oh, this is added. I read through. Fix the issue where the slots be replay where only match recording for the top 10 adventures were saved. Added. Okay. I read through all of this. There was nothing special in here. So let's get to it. First event. We should be getting this chaotic co-op battle. That should be our schedule right from tomorrow until July 23rd. So that's the maintenance before the ball. There's going to be co-op 3v3 rank matches, right? The season's over, but the fight is not yet. A special event where you can enjoy casual. So, form a team with 2 colleagues to fill in the lingering disappointment. True. Okay, so, rule 1, it's been completely replaced. Oh, that's like characters. It's like just because it's for fun, right? Party of 3 is required. So you got to queue up with 3 people, pre-made, and whatever. So, special titles and social action obtained through the Y menu. The titles will be removed during the maintenance of July, so you got these special titles here. All-Star, Spectator Master, You Survived, got it, Team Luck Gold, and the 3 Musketeers. Got some social actual dancing. Yeah, I don't know if these are getting removed, though. Yeah, no, so these are, I guess we just get those, some social actions. They are character bound. And some events. Chaotic co-op. Family request, order acceptance possible. So you can accept them at once, right? Once per family, achieve 1 win in the co-op season. You get a gift box, a festival. Gives you, you get all the stuff, 500 crowns, more stuff, great, 130 stack. And then if you achieve 7 wins in the entire season, you get an ultimate enhancing box, which is one of these that is 1500 crowns, pretty much worse. I guess this could be worse, but 1500 crowns, roughly, plus. And then there's a weekly quest, reset during the weekly. 3 wins give you an enhancing box, Gamba box. And, week 1, week 2, and week 3. There's also one more. Various adventures, once per family. Utilize the party and troop finder system to enjoy the cooperation season with various adventures. During the event, form a party with 5 different adventures. So it's basically play, I guess, 3 games with different teams, right? So if you actually play with other people than just like one pre-made, you'll also get 300 crowns, 10 looties, and 10 Florence books as well. So this is how you do it. Party finder, use this. Make a team, select recruiting. With the contract, create a party, register recruitment, and then you can click the megaphone to promote it in server chat. And then you play, I guess. I think this is for, again, ranked. Like having to play a game in AoS. Or maybe it's just to make a party. Oh, wait, and complete a ranked match to obtain. Okay, yeah, there you go. So you have to, like, play different ranks with people. I'm going to be doing that. And then there's like different icons for your classes for the season. And yes, must be a part of 3, yada, yada, yada. Now, let's get to the big one. The other event. Finally, it's back. I did call it. We're probably going to get a night vendor event leading up to the ball. PA does like to drain our wallets, our silver, leading up to new stuff. And this year definitely is going to do that for a lot of people, me including. So, what is this? This is the night vendor event. We've had the newer versions recently, twice in the past. They're super good, and so is this one. Energy is half off, so make sure you stack up energy. Get energy potions. Again, it starts tomorrow, so make sure you buy some if you can. Also, you can make herbal stuff. If you go in here, herbal, you have some different energy recovery. You got the herbal medicine. I got a short on my channel about how to make these. They're very, very easy. You can probably make a bunch of them. You can also get these. You can buy them on the marketplace for energy recovery, or you can get them on your... I have a guide for this as well. Over here, you can do the Soul Workshop, and they have a chance of proccing. That's how I've been getting... Wait, where are they? Here they are. That's how I've been getting mine. I haven't had to buy any of them. Also, I do believe you can get some on the Olvia Academy Season Pass. If you haven't done those, see, there's 3 right here. I might have to go and do that. Just burn through these, get them. I don't know if there's more. I think those are the ones that are, right? So do the Gathering Pass as well for 3 of these. You can pop them in, get more energy for it. Patricia the Night Vendor, he is only available at nighttime, so that's from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. If you're unsure about this, you can go on gamma.com, and it says here, currently it's nighttime, there's day in 21 minutes, and they'll tell you how long until nighttime. Yeah, so you can keep track there if you want to. Located at these places in different cities. Just and you only need 1 character there. Leave 1 character there, because now they fixed it like two events ago. You can talk with 1 character and you can see all your other characters, and you can use the energy on your alts. You don't need to worry about moving your alts. It's great. Which also means you can go through alts, pop energy potions on them as well. Just leave them wherever they are. Awesome. So, here are the stuff in it. There's a new Gambit boxes in it. There's this one, and then there is the box of mysterious energy. Bayrakan's homepage here. I will link this in the description, guys. He normally updates these things whenever he gets the data. He'll update them so you can see the value. This is the old Night Vendor event in terms of marketplace value and then taxation if you're planning on selling them, so you get an idea about what is worth paying for these things. Right? So you don't pay overprice on the stuff. He's going to make sure to update this. But yeah. So let's take a look at them. First one is this one. We've had that a couple times. Max price is 1 billion silver. And pretty much the worst you can get, not entirely that you get Kaffir stones, but in general, the most likely one to get is 300 Kron stones, which is around 900 million silver. So there's a couple of these rolls that can be a slightly negative value. But in general, most of these looks to be worth it, and of course you can get very lucky getting big drops here. We do know the rates on these. I remember them being pretty decent. This should definitely be worth buying. Next up is the new one here. And you can open it, and there's a chance of 2 different boxes. It's probably going to be a 1% chance. But this one here will have Vel's Heart. You get one of them right. Vel's Heart, Garmoth Heart, a full Kabur relic, Kabur artifact, damage reduction, DK artifact, evasion. They're like 10 bill, right? 5,000 Kron stones, 3k Krons, 2k Krons, and 1k Krons. Super juicy. And I know last time we had the Night Vendor event, there was a different Gamma box, and people were like, oh my god, it's so bad. It wasn't bad. It was great. It wasn't as good as the first one we had, but it's still awesome. I made tons of silver buying all of them. Well worth it. I think it was like, for me, it's like 30-40% increased value. And also, yeah, so that's the rare one. And then you have the general one, the one you're probably going to get tons of if you buy a lot of these, which are also looking very good. So keep in mind, these boxes right here, they are max price 520, like 400 to 520. And most likely, let's say you get the worst roll, 150 Kron stones, that's still 450 mil. Okay. This is like 500 mil, right? 100 of those, they're around 5. There's some, like the Kafirs, maybe that's, depending on the server, might be negative, right? You got the Silence as well here. Landscape Paint, 250 stack, a full Silent Crystal, like 7.5 bill, 1,000 Krons, 5k Krons and all. They're looking really, really good. Really good here on average, and you'll probably be able to get quite a few of them, so you can expect closer to average the normal Gamma Box stuff. But yeah, very great, but there's more. You got the regular Kronstone bundles. If you need Kronstones, these are coded. They are on average 2.4 million silver per Kronstone when you buy these. So instead of paying 3 mil from a vendor, buy as many of these. They are so close to even costume prices. And yeah, you're gonna be almost bang on average in cost because of how many you get. And they're adding a new one here, 350 stack. This is the first time we had a 350 stack on Night Vendor, which is interesting and also a bit alarming for what might be coming in Dana Part 2. But to give you some numbers, We can go in here, fill stack cost, and from 0 to 350, the most cost efficient, this is important, right? The most cost efficient way of making this is going to cost 80 billion silver from 0, right? Now I'm going to talk about this a little bit. 82% is the max price, so 60, that's going to be like 17 billion silver you save. But this is doing it the most cost efficient, which include TED Blackstar enhancing. Now, if you decide to use hungers for this, which I think most would be doing, time is money too. That is almost 100 billion silver value, right? So now if you're looking at this, even the highest price, if you were going to use hungers to upgrade it, you're still saving 20 billion that stack. It's almost half price, right? If it's min roll. So if you're lacking those kind of stacks, might be a very good idea. Even if you go like from 300 and you just use the hungers for it, it's 75 bill. So potentially extremely good value if you're in a position where you need those. Now, keep in mind, if you have them from doing AOP already, it will be tax value not as high, etc., etc., etc. And if you're willing to do TED Blackstar enhancing for those stacks, it's going to take a lot of times, but the value would be different, right? So just FYI, same with the 300s and everything. There's also mount stuff. We got T10 attempts. We got Imperial Horse boxes. Red Hair boxes should be profit. I think they sell for 700, 800 million silver. So buying these is just pure silver. You buy silver, double up your silver. Crocodile gear, stable land sea, roots, gulag selection box, stones. And here we are, the cool stuff. Velsheart. And this is your single best chance of getting Velsheart. This is the number one thing for getting Velsheart is this event. So, save up silver if you don't have it. Also keep in mind some of these gambit boxes have Velsheart in them. So someone is going to get lucky and pull a Velsheart. Good chance to have it already. They might sell it. This is what I would recommend for anyone that doesn't have Velsheart. Get the silver, put a bid in on Velsheart. Now what you can do is you can then... Actually, I can show this because it's nighttime. Sorry, it's going to be a long video, guys. It's going to be a long video. But you put in a bid on a Velsheart, and then you, of course, roll your night vendor yourself. And if you roll the night, if you roll your Velsheart yourself, then what you need to do is just lock it. I'll show you how to do it right now. And then you can take off your pre-order, and then you can buy it, right? This is your single best chance of getting the Velsheart. For anyone that doesn't have it. And I would buy it if you don't have it, even at max price. It's a bit more expensive to getting from... But yeah, so you can go in here, and you say view item. Let's say you don't have the silver for it. You click hold, and then you can close it, and you can take down the pre-order. Then you come back, and you can talk to him, and the item is here, and then you can say purchase if you want to. So, little note there of how to try to maximize your chances of pulling up Vels from this event. There's also going to be Wild Ginseng. They are 10 billion on the marketplace. Pretty much sold all is on NA, so if you need this, worth getting. You got Garmoth Horn, which is the Garmoth Pet. And they added Daycare Fragments as well, which are good value. At least here on NA, this will be worth buying to sell. Same with Kabuas. Void Crystals, bit overpriced, but if they're sold out, you can also get the Dawns for people trying to push decks. And Silent Fragments is added. Love to see it. I am pretty sure that's new. Which again is awesome. These are 125, I think. Let me see, actually. No, they're 150. They're 150 currently, so I guess they could be worth buying max price if they're sold out. But look at the cheaper ones. They are used to attempt TED Fallen Guard upgrades. Deep Sea, max price is lower than max price on the marketplace. So if you need Deep Seas, awesome chance to get them. They might even start selling a bit. Caffers, blah, 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 blah. Lots of these fillers as you know them. But anyway, let's go on to the Pearlshop. I'm going to try and speed this up. We got some weak, boring things here. Package. I get 65% off if you need the Old Moon Blessing. Not too bad. We got some more Gambit boxes. Normally these should be around like 80% off to be worth, I think, 70, 80. Yeah, just a bunch of whatever. You got a 10% treasure chest, which is good value if you're trying to buy Gambit boxes. Probably the best value, the 1+1 versions of Gambit boxes. And you got 50% discount on summer outfits. One purchase per family. All the different summer outfits. You guys are looking to get those. And more, a 25% discount here. And some of these boxes, pretty garbanzo. Pretty terrible. And 1+1 bags. If you're missing some of those, not really worth in my opinion. 30% off on Thea Orbs. Hits, triple made pack, and oh, would you look at that? Interesting timing on pay-to-win energy potions, which just so happen to not share cooldown with the other energy potions in the game. And now you can get them at 40% off just in time for the Night Vendor event. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you all in the next one.